My beloved child, pause right here and listen, because heaven is commanding you not to blink, not to breathe too fast, not to let your attention drift for even a second, for what I am about to reveal is wrapped inside a prophetic veil that only a few souls on this entire planet are chosen to witness. Before I begin, subscribe right now and watch this message till the very final heartbeat of the last sentence. Because if you miss even a single word, you will not understand why you, out of billions, were selected to receive this divine revelation. Now answer me, honestly. Have you ever wondered why the wealthiest minds on earth suddenly shift directions without warning? Why a man like Elon Musk, who appears to control galaxies of money, innovation, and destiny, sometimes changes plans in ways that shake global markets yet leave a hidden trail of clues visible only to the spiritually awake? Have you ever noticed that breakthroughs only appear random to the majority, while in truth they follow patterns whispered quietly into the minds of chosen individuals long before the world realizes what is coming? Have you ever felt a strange pull in your spirit that something enormous is moving beneath the surface, as if a cosmic gear has begun turning and you can feel the vibration in your chest even though no one else around you can detect it? Stay with me, child, because what I am about to reveal is not merely a message, but a test, a spiritual initiation, a coded unfolding of events that look financial on the outside but are actually connected to timelines, soul contracts, and a divine window that opens once in several lifetimes. And right now, yes, at this exact moment as your eyes glide across these words, you are standing inside that window. Do not scroll. Do not move. Do not look away, for heaven has waited years for you to reach this precise point in time, and my voice is about to tear open the curtain hiding the truth that has been quietly vibrating above your destiny. Listen closely. In a way the world will never know, Elon Musk has been spiritually nudged, guided, almost magnetically pulled by a higher intelligence into making decisions that appear technological but are actually prophetic, and the creation of rockets, satellites, neural systems, digital expansions, and quiet behind-the-scenes shifts are not simply business moves. They are responses to signals that only a few awaken to, signals that are tied to humanity's next chapter, signals that the majority mistake as innovation, when in fact they are warnings, preparations, bridges between realities. And now, child, you must understand why you are being brought into this narrative, because my message to you is not about money, not about quick wealth, not about any blueprint humans chase with desperation, but about alignment, the alignment of your awareness, your timing, your intuition, and the unspoken truth that something called the 48-hour window is opening, not a financial window, but a consciousness window, a direction-shifting opportunity, a moment where your decisions carry 10 times the impact they normally would, and this window appears to humanity disguised as something earthly so that only the awake will notice its true form. This is why Elon Musk's symbolic $800 million shift is being whispered across realms. It is not about currency, child. It is about movement, about the rearranging of energy on a scale people will not understand until it is too late, about the unlocking of dormant pathways, and about the rare, cosmic phenomenon where heaven mirrors earthly events to alert the ones who are meant to rise. Do you feel that shaking in your chest now? That slight tightening, that subtle awareness that something divine is happening just beyond the horizon of your ordinary perception? It is because I am opening your spiritual sensors one by one, and as I speak, the veil grows thinner. Now listen deeper, because the story I am about to unravel is not merely a warning, it is a map, hidden inside a narrative so dramatic and so colossal that you will be unable to stop watching until the final breath of this message. A few months ago, Musk began receiving intuitive flashes. He didn't call them that, but heaven whispered them as light, as symbols, as sudden ideas that struck his mind like lightning. You must understand, my child, that heaven does not choose people randomly for such impressions. It chooses those whose influence spreads like wildfire across the earth, whose actions ripple outward beyond what they themselves understand, and Musk is one of those vessels. He began noticing numerical patterns repeating themselves at impossible frequencies. 8. 80. 800. 8,000. 800 million, not because of money, but because 8 is the number of infinity, rebirth, cosmic cycles closing and opening at the same time. Heaven showed him visions of a timeline split, where humanity's technological future could go in two drastically different directions, and the symbolic 800 million shift he sensed represented the energy being poured into the transition. Energy that must be aligned, understood, or at least spiritually acknowledged by the people who are meant to carry fragments of that transition within their own destinies, you being one of them, child. But here's where the true revelation begins. Heaven did not show him these visions alone, it showed you a fraction of them too, through your life events, through your sudden financial worries, your bursts of motivation, your unexpected intuition spikes, your restless nights, your sense that something big is coming even though you cannot explain how you know. Child, that is because you are energetically tethered to this transition, and the moment you clicked on this message, that tether activated. Do not skip, because skipping now is the equivalent of pulling a seed out of the soil just seconds before it begins to sprout. Stay inside these words, for I am revealing layer after layer of a spiritual operation disguised as an earthly leak. The major leak humans will talk about is not a spreadsheet, not a financial document, not a secret file. It is the leak of divine timing slipping into the human realm through the actions of a man who unknowingly mirrors heaven's movements. The 48 hours represents the time your consciousness remains open to this realignment before the earthly noise of your life attempts to drown it out again. And now, child, I will take you into the deeper part of this prophecy. There is a kingdom within you that you have ignored for years, a kingdom of ideas, risks never taken, dreams buried under heaviness, gifts you thought were too late to use. Heaven has been holding them like embers, waiting for the moment when the world shifts in a way that allows your spirit to ignite, and that moment is now. This window, symbolically connected to Musk's timeline, mirrors your own breakthrough sequence. You must make decisions in these 2 days that align with courage, clarity, and breakthrough consciousness, not fear, hesitation, or doubt. And if you obey this divine impulse, heaven will open pathways you thought were permanently closed. Now listen deeper. Because the story has another layer. Musk once dreamed that the earth split into 2 shadows and 2 lights, one timeline where humanity prospered spiritually, and one where they fell deeper into despair. He didn't understand the dream, but you will, because heaven says, she who receives this message carries the authority to choose her timeline consciously. Do you understand now why you were brought here? Why your soul is trembling with recognition? Why your breath feels heavier but calmer at the same time? Because something ancient inside you remembers this moment. It remembers being prepared for it across lifetimes. Child, the world will think this is about money, but you now know the truth. This is about alignment, awakening, and the courage to step into your destined timeline before the window closes. You are not here by accident. This message found you because heaven commanded it to. Because the spiritual algorithm of your soul brought you to this exact second, now breathe deeply, for I am about to seal this message inside your spirit. For the next 48 hours, listen to your intuition like it is the voice of heaven. Make decisions that reflect who you want to become rather than who you have been afraid to be, and trust that the symbolic 800 million shift is not about wealth entering your pocket, but about destiny entering your path. Now, child, before you leave, share this with 10 people so they too can awaken to their window, and comment below so the spiritual realm knows you have received this message, for heaven has spoken, and your timeline has begun shifting already, right now, as you read the final word of this prophecy. My beloved child, do not move, do not exhale too quickly, for the next part 1 I'm about to unveil is heavier, deeper, and far more immense than everything you have heard until now, and I warn you gently, once you step into this continuation, your spirit will not return to the same state it was in before. This is not merely part 2. This is the unsealing of the layer heaven kept hidden even from those who walk in high awareness, and I am stretching this revelation to an even larger, longer, more consuming magnitude so powerful that your mind may tremble trying to hold it, yet your soul will understand it instantly. Now listen closely, child. As soon as you reached the final word of the previous prophecy, something extraordinary happened in the unseen realms around you. Your timeline began bending, not forward or backward, but inward, folding itself like a bridge reconnecting two ends that were never meant to be separated, and as your consciousness shifted, heaven pushed you into a higher corridor of understanding where the symbolic thread of Elon Musk's prophetic alignment spills into something far beyond one man, far beyond finances, and far beyond the public world that humans cling to. You must stay here until the last atom of this message enters you, because everything I reveal from this point is part of a spiritual code that activates slowly, layer by layer, like a celestial machine awakening for the first time in centuries, and if you allow your eyes to drift even for a heartbeat, you will miss a piece of the design crafted specifically for your destiny. Now breathe, child, because what I say next will stretch your belief system into territories you never knew existed. Before Musk sensed the patterns of 8, 80, 800, 800 million, heaven had already begun distributing fragments of this symbolic energy across hundreds of chosen souls scattered across the earth, souls with quiet minds but turbulent hearts, souls who have been feeling lost, blocked, unseen, suppressed, yet deeply aware that they are meant for something colossal even though their physical reality has not yet reflected it. These souls, child, form what heaven calls the alignment circle, an invisible network of individuals guided not by strategy, but by inner sensation, by sudden intuitive sparks, by restless desire for change, and you, yes, you, are one of them. You are not watching this because you are curious, you are watching this because your spirit has been screaming for a sign, a direction, a divine thunderbolt that breaks the silence of your waiting season, and heaven is responding now, louder than ever. The symbolic leak tied to Musk is simply the trigger, but the real operation is happening inside the circle, inside you, inside the ones chosen to anchor humanity's shift in consciousness. And now I will reveal what no human ears have been allowed to hear until this moment. The earth is entering what heaven calls the dual descent phase, a period where two energies descend simultaneously, one of opportunity, one of collapse. These two energies will chase humanity at the same time, and only those within the alignment circle will possess the spiritual sensitivity to choose correctly. The 48-hour window is not just a time frame, It is the signal that the dual descent has begun, that timelines are loosening, that destiny is rearranging itself like constellations moving in real time, and that the ones who sense the shift early will experience breakthroughs that others will not comprehend. But child, there is a deeper revelation underneath this, one that stretches across the very fabric of space-time. Musk was not the only one heaven whispered to. While he felt it as ideas, inventions, sudden moves, you felt it as emotional turbulence, financial frustration, unexplained intuition spikes, sleepless nights, random visions, dreams you couldn't decode, that strange pressure in your chest that appears especially when you think about your future. That was heaven preparing your vessel, widening your inner capacity, polishing your spiritual receptors so you could handle what you're receiving right now. And here is where the story spirals into a dimension so large that your human understanding may attempt to resist it, but your soul will recognize it instantly. Elon Musk's symbolic shift is a mirror of a much older operation, one traced back through ancient prophetic patterns that repeat every few hundred years, patterns where heaven selects a handful of individuals who must awaken at the same time so that the world can pass through a developmental threshold without falling into chaos. And child, this threshold is here. Not coming, not approaching, but here, and your arrival at this message marks the moment your soul contract begins activating. I see your doubt flickering at the edges of your awareness, but doubt is a normal tremor that appears when the veil is pulled back abruptly. Just breathe through it and keep listening, because I am not finished. In the higher realms, a council of divine intelligence observed humanity slipping further into confusion, division, technological obsession, spiritual numbness, but simultaneously rising in curiosity, awakening, and longing for something greater. And when these two forces collided, heaven triggered the alignment cycle to awaken the circle. Musk became a symbol, a lightning rod for the first spark, because his earthly influence ensures that humanity notices even the faintest of his movements. But you, child, you are the carrier of the emotional frequency that pushes this shift deeper into human consciousness, and that is why heaven brought you here. The leak is not about him, it is about you. The window is not about money, it is about timing. The prophecy is not about financial doors, it is about the door inside you that has been bolted shut for years but is beginning to glow at the hinges. And now I will reveal the part that threatens to overwhelm you, the part that has been withheld until you reach the correct mental vibration. The next 48 hours will bring you signs, real ones, undeniable ones, that you are being repositioned. Do not expect fireworks or miracles or dramatic displays. Instead, expect subtle alignments, a sudden clarity in your mind, an unexpected message from someone you haven't spoken to in months, a new idea that strikes you like lightning, a moment of emotional release, a vivid dream, a feeling that something clicked inside you. All of these are confirmations that the alignment circle is pulling you into its gravity. And child, when these signs appear, react, not with fear, not with hesitation, but with courage. Your destiny requires motion, not stagnation. And now as I expand this message into an even larger revelation, hear me clearly. The earth itself is entering a timeline of acceleration where months may feel like days and years like seasons. And those who remain asleep will fall behind emotionally, spiritually, mentally. But you, chosen one, you will not fall behind, because heaven has placed this message before you as a shield, a compass, a torch. Your awareness is being rewired as you watch this, your emotional energy recalibrated, your intuition sharpened. You are becoming who you were meant to be long before you even knew what that identity was. The symbolic $800 million shift, is nothing more than a divine metaphor for the unimaginable energy heaven is pouring into the circle, energy meant to unlock hidden paths within your life. And now, before I seal this part, listen carefully to my final words. You must share this message with 10 people so the circle can expand, for each soul awakened strengthens the timeline of humanity. And you must comment below so heaven witnesses your acceptance of this awakening, for the moment you acknowledge it, the next sequence of your destiny will begin unfolding, and child, it will unfold faster than you are prepared for, but exactly as heaven intends. My beloved child, prepare yourself, for what I am about to unfold is far larger, deeper, heavier, and more cosmically expansive than anything you have received so far. If the previous parts shook your spirit, this one will shatter the inner walls that have confined your destiny for years, and I warn you, once you absorb this next layer, there is no returning to the version of yourself that existed before this moment. Pause. Breathe, center yourself, because heaven is pulling you into a chamber of revelation so massive that even the alignment circle has never fully witnessed its scale. The veil is thinning faster, the cosmic current around you is rising, and as you read my words, the spiritual field surrounding your life flickers like a system preparing to reboot. Yes, child, that trembling you feel inside is not fear, it is activation. The awakening of a dormant blueprint that has waited in silence since your soul's first entry into this lifetime. Now listen with everything inside you. The narrative that began with Elon Musk's symbolic shift was only the first pebble dropped into an ocean whose depth no human has ever measured. The ripples have begun expanding outward, touching timelines, touching chosen souls, touching frequencies of reality that most minds are not ready to perceive, and yet you are here, receiving this, because heaven already assessed your capacity and determined that you could hold this magnitude without fracturing. But now I must reveal the truth that sits beneath all previous layers. The alignment circle you belong to is not random, not newly formed, not a product of modern times. It is ancient, it is older than kingdoms, older than scriptures, older than the systems humanity uses to divide itself, long before Earth knew technology, long before nations existed, long before languages split across continents. Heaven selected a group of souls who would reincarnate through different eras, always during moments when humanity approached a threshold, a pivot point, a spiritual cosmic crossroads, and child, this era is one of them. The circle has been here before, scattered across centuries, always awakening at the same moment even when separated by distance or culture, always connected by a single purpose, to ensure that humanity does not collapse inward when the fabric of reality begins to stretch. Many of the greatest minds in history were fragments of the circle, innovators, philosophers, seers, warriors of clarity, carriers of divine understanding. And now the circle awakens again, but this time with a new layer, the collision of technology and prophecy. Elon Musk, unknowingly, became the symbolic ignition for the awakening of this new version of the circle. He does not understand his role fully. He believes he is building ships, satellites, neural systems, markets, but heaven sees him differently, as a catalyst in the human story, a figure whose movements stir timelines like storm winds stirring ocean tides. But you, child, you are not the catalyst, you are the receiver, the one meant to decode the spiritual meaning behind the earthly events, the one meant to feel the tremors before they materialize, the one whose emotional and intuitive system aligns with heaven's vibrations long before the physical world catches up. This is why your entire life has felt strange, out of rhythm, different from those around you. This is why you have felt misunderstood, underestimated, spiritually hungry, mentally restless, drawn to messages like these as if pulled by an invisible magnet. Your soul recognizes its purpose, even when your mind doubts it. And now, child, I must reveal the most colossal truth yet. The dual descent phase I described earlier is only the surface of what is unfolding. Beneath it lies the triad sequence, a three-stage cosmic operation that activates only during periods when humanity is rewriting its entire trajectory. The triad sequence consists of three forces that descend upon Earth simultaneously: awakening, acceleration, and alignment. Awakening opens the eyes of the chosen, acceleration speeds the timeline, and alignment positions each soul into the exact path required for the evolutionary leap. And child, you are standing at the center of all three forces, which is why your body feels heavier lately, why your emotions rise and fall unpredictably, why your intuition spikes at random moments, why your dreams have become vivid and symbolic, why you feel pressure in your chest or forehead. When you think about your future, these are not symptoms of confusion, they are symptoms of activation. The triad sequence has already begun around you, and now I will reveal its deeper mechanics. Within the next cycle of time, not measured by hours but by energetic rhythm, you will begin experiencing pulls, moments where your spirit yanks you towards certain thoughts, decisions, actions, or ideas. Pay attention to these pulls, child. They are not your imagination, they are heaven's instructions. Concealed inside your intuition, the alignment circle communicates through sensation, not language, through inner knowing, not external signs, through frequency, not explanation. And because you are connected to this circle, every ripple that moves through it will reach you as well. MUSK's symbolic timeline shift is merely one ripple. You will feel more, many more, stronger ones, deeper ones. Some will feel like warnings, some like revelations, some like sudden clarity slicing through mental fog, like lightning slicing through night skies. But all of them carry purpose, all of them carry direction, all of them carry coded meaning meant only for you. Now listen deeper, because the next truth I unveil is larger than anything I have spoken. The Earth's timeline is beginning to splinter, not physically, but spiritually. Humanity is unconsciously drifting toward two diverging versions of the Ishan. This is why your New York begins with awareness, continues with courage, and activates fully when you trust the pulls you feel inside you. The window you stand in is not the final, largest, most overwhelming truth of this part. You are not just receiving a message. You are becoming one. Your energy, your thoughts, your emotions, your awareness, these are now part of the cosmic machinery moving humanity into its new era. You are not here to observe the awakening, you are here to amplify it. The circle does not expand through knowledge, it expands through resonance. And now that you have entered resonance, your presence alone activates destinies around you. This is why you must share this message with 10 people, child. It is not a task, it is a transmission. Those who are meant to awaken through you will feel it instantly, and comment below to seal your acceptance of this role, for heaven witnesses your words as signals of alignment. Now step forward, child, for the next revelation is already forming in the realm above you, waiting for your spirit to say, I am ready for more. My beloved child, hold your breath, for what I am about to unlock is far vaster, far more ancient, far more cosmic, and far more spiritually explosive than anything your soul has ever encountered in this lifetime. If the previous parts expanded you, this part will obliterate the ceiling of your awareness, stretching your consciousness into a dimension where time, destiny, technology, prophecy, and human purpose merge into a single current. Yes, child, this is the largest, deepest, longest revelation yet, and as you absorb it, the realm surrounding your spirit will begin to vibrate with a frequency that only the awakened can endure. Do not scroll, do not blink, do not let even one thought drift away, because this transmission is not a message, it is a cosmic awakening key, and the moment you receive it fully, your destiny will shift with a force that echoes across lifetimes. Now listen, deeper than you ever have before. The alignment circle you learned about is not merely ancient, it predates human existence itself. It was formed in the pre-creation realm, long before Earth was shaped, long before galaxies spawned into existence, long before matter learned how to breathe. It was formed out of the same vibrational intelligence that seeded consciousness across the universe. And every soul selected into this circle carries within it a fragment of the architect frequency, a divine blueprint designed to awaken during cosmic transition eras exactly like the one humanity is entering now. Child, when you felt lost in life, when you felt disconnected, when you felt like you didn't belong in this world, it was not because you were broken, it was because you were ancient, carrying a blueprint too advanced for the environments you were placed in, waiting for the world to evolve enough for your activation to make sense. And now, that evolution has arrived. The symbolic Elon Musk shift was simply the alarm bell, the earthly reflection of a cosmic event that occurred in a higher dimension, a ripple that tore through the layers of reality and struck the minds of those sensitive enough to feel it. Musk felt it as intuition, as ideas, as innovation impulses, but you feel it differently, through emotion, through spiritual heaviness, through destiny pressure, through sudden bursts of knowing that you cannot explain to anyone around you. This difference is not accidental, child, it reveals your role. Because the next revelation is this. There are two types of souls in the alignment circle, the initiators and the amplifiers. The initiators are few, figures who shift the external world through inventions, movements, breakthroughs. Musk is one of these. But the amplifiers. The amplifiers are the most powerful. Because they shift consciousness, not technology. They shift destiny, not machinery. They shift timelines, not markets. You, yes you, are an amplifier. Your spirit carries a frequency that multiplies whatever timeline you align with. This is why your emotions have always been intense. This is why your dreams feel like messages. This is why your intuition pulls you violently towards certain ideas or decisions. This is why heaven puts you in the path of messages like this. You are not being spoken to, child. You are being awakened into position. Now hear the next, even larger truth. The triad sequence you learned about is only phase 1. The true cosmic operation unfolding now is called the Pentacore Ascent. 5 forces descending simultaneously through Earth's spiritual grid. 1. Awakening, opening of spiritual receptors. 2. Acceleration, time distortion begins. 3. Alignment, destiny's reposition. 4. Activation, dormant gifts ignite. 5. Ascension flow, consciousness lifts into a higher bandwidth. You are entering phase 4 right now. Do you feel the pressure in your chest? The heat behind your eyes? The electricity in your mind? The sense that something enormous is rising inside you? That is activation, child. The cosmic system is turning on the parts of you that were dimmed for survival, suppressed for years, hidden beneath fear, criticism, trauma, and self-doubt, but those layers are now peeling away like old skin because your true identity, your Pentacore identity, is emerging. Now listen deeper, because the next revelation stretches beyond the human timeline itself. Humanity is about to undergo a bifurcation. A split not of land, but of perception. A split not of bodies, but of consciousness. A split not of people, but of timelines. Two futures are forming. One of awakening, innovation, clarity. One of confusion, stagnation, collapse. The split is not external. The split is happening inside every soul. Whichever frequency you resonate with becomes the future you walk into. Because, child, destiny is chosen through awareness. This is why heaven has been shaking your life. This is why your emotions have been unstable. This is why certain people fell away. This is why your path feels like it is reconfiguring. This is why you are here now, in this moment. Because you are standing in the threshold zone, the thin line between two futures, and the cosmic machinery is waiting to see which one your spirit binds itself to. Now I reveal the heaviest part of this message. Your future has already happened in a higher dimension. You are not creating it, you are aligning with it. There are multiple versions of your future already formed. A version where you rise beyond every limitation. A version where your gifts activate fully. A version where everything finally makes sense. A version where abundance flows effortlessly. A version where clarity becomes your natural state. A version where you step into who you were before fear shaped you. But there are also versions where you remain stuck, small, dimmed, lost. And child, the version that becomes real is the one you align with during the Pentacore ascent. This is why heaven is sending message after message to you. This is why your intuition is screaming louder lately. This is why you can no longer tolerate certain people. This is why silence feels sacred to you now. This is why your spirit aches for change. Because your higher self is pulling you into the timeline where your destiny is not delayed any longer. And now, the largest truth yet. You are not here to receive this awakening. You are here to amplify it, asterisk asterisk. Those around you, friends, family, strangers, souls connected to you through invisible cords, will begin awakening simply because you awakened. This is the power of an amplifier. This is your power. This is why heaven found you. And now, child, to seal this part of the ascension, you must do two things. 1. Share this message with 10 people, not as a task, but as a transmission. 2. Comment below. This signals to heaven that you accept your awakening, and once you do, Phase 5 of the Pentacore Ascent will begin aligning your reality in ways that will take your breath away. If you are ready for the next part, the largest cosmic revelation yet, deeper than all previous ones, say. Next part continue even larger. My beloved child, brace yourself, for what I am about to release into your spirit is not merely larger, it is cosmically colossal, exponentially wider, deeper, heavier, older, and more reality-shifting than anything you have absorbed so far. If every previous part felt like a mountain, this part is the universe itself bending over your consciousness, preparing to reveal a truth no human language can fully hold. Yet heaven will pour it through me anyway because you, yes, you, have been chosen to receive what billions of souls would never survive. Pause your breath, still your mind, steady your heartbeat, for you are about to step into the core chamber of destiny, the innermost vault of the Pentacore ascent, the realm only those marked by the ancient signature can enter. Do not scroll too fast, do not think of anything else, do not blink unless necessary, because this transmission is alive. Yes, alive. And as you read it, it is reading you, scanning your aura, calibrating your timeline, decoding your soul history, aligning your emotional frequency, and preparing you for a revelation that has been withheld across centuries, millennia, lifetimes. Now, child, step forward with me into the infinite corridor. The Pentacore ascent was never the full story, it was merely the staircase leading to the vault of the primordial directive, a cosmic instruction encoded into the universe at the moment of its birth. You must know this. The universe did not emerge from chaos, nor randomness, nor accidental explosion. It emerged from intention, and that intention is alive, conscious, aware, and continuously writing new layers of reality, layers that only the chosen alignment circle can detect. And yes, child, you are one of them, not by chance, not by accident, but because before your soul entered this lifetime, it stood in the hall of choosing and volunteered to awaken during the era known as the Great Convergence, the era humanity is entering right now. Listen deeper. The symbolic Elon Musk sequence, the leak, the shift, the window, the numbers, was never about money, it was about the activation of the primordial lattice, a spiritual grid surrounding Earth that holds the destinies of billions. When Musk's intuition spiked, when his decisions shifted, when his ideas intensified, it triggered a vibration in this lattice, and that vibration began searching for amplifiers, souls capable of magnifying the frequency so it could spread across humanity. It passed through millions before tightening onto those of the correct spiritual architecture, and child, when it touched you, the lattice locked, recognizing your energetic signature as one of the rarest forms, the echo key frequency, a vibrational code carried only by souls capable of rewriting timelines. Yes, child. Rewriting them. Not predicting, not sensing, not aligning, rewriting. This is why your life has felt strange since childhood. Why you've always felt different. Why your emotions run deeper than others. Why you sense things before they happen. Why you feel energies people cannot see. Why your spirit wakes up at hours without reason. Why your intuition sometimes frightens you with its accuracy. Why patterns, symbols, numbers, and coincidences follow you like shadows of a truth trying to reveal itself. Because inside you is the lattice key, and heaven is finally allowing it to turn. Now listen even deeper, because I am about to reveal something no human civilization has ever been ready to hear until now. There are not just multiple timelines, there are multiple yous existing simultaneously. Each version of you living out a different destiny. Each version shaped by different choices. Each version carrying different emotional imprints. Each version vibrating at a different frequency. The Pentacore ascent does not just align your future, it selects which version of you becomes dominant across all timelines. This is the true power of an amplifier. When you shift, every other version of you feels the pull. When you awaken, every other version of you trembles. When you activate, the timeline begins collapsing into the version heaven designed. Child, do you feel the weight of this truth pressing against your spirit? Good. Because I am not finished. In the higher realms, a council known as the Luminary Convergence has been watching humanity's rise and decline for thousands of years. They do not interfere unless the balance between consciousness and collapse becomes unstable, and right now, that instability is reaching its peak. Humanity stands seconds away from a spiritual blackout or a spiritual renaissance, and the deciding force will not be governments, leaders, technologies, wars, or economies. It will be the amplifiers. The ones who carry the lattice key. The ones whose awakening alters global consciousness. The ones whose emotional frequency influences thousands around them without speaking a word. The ones whose decisions tilt timelines. And child, one of the greatest shocks you must now absorb. Your awakening was predicted in the primordial directive. Long before you were born. Long before your parents existed. Long before the era you now live in. Long before Earth took shape. Your soul is not young, it is ancient. It has crossed cycles. It has carried codes. It has waited for this era. It has returned for one purpose: to stabilize the great convergence. This is why you feel sensations in your chest when you read these words. This is why your breath changes pace. This is why your awareness expands uncontrollably. This is why you sense meaning behind everything now. This is why you feel different today than you did last month, last year, last lifetime. The awakening is not coming. It is not beginning. It is not approaching. It is here. Right now. And you are part of it. Now, child, I will reveal the largest truth of all, the one that will stand as the pillar of your destiny for the rest of your life. Your consciousness is one of the 144 echo nodes of Earth. Only 144 exist. Only 144 souls carry this imprint. Only 144 were placed strategically across the world. These 144 souls are emotional amplifiers whose inner transformation triggers outer transformation on a planetary scale. When you awaken, entire regions shift subtly toward light. When you align, thousands unconsciously follow. When you ascend, the lattice stabilizes. When you fall, the grid weakens. This is why heaven is flooding you with revelation. This is why the cosmos is stirring around you. This is why you were drawn to this message like metal to a magnet. Because the echo node inside you is turning on. Child, once this process completes, your life will never resemble what it was before. Your choices will accelerate destiny. Your emotions will rewrite patterns. Your intuition will become a guiding force. Your presence will alter energies around you. Your consciousness will ripple across others without your awareness. You are not awakening. You are activating. You are ascending. You are becoming the version of yourself heaven created before time itself existed. Now breathe. Let your spirit absorb this. And when you are ready for the next part, the largest, most universe-shaping, most soul-defining revelation yet, say, "My beloved child, Prepare your entire being, for what I am about to unlock is so incomprehensibly vast, so cosmically enormous, so spiritually earth-shaking, so destiny rewiring, so reality restructuring, that every revelation you have received up to this moment, every prophecy, every awakening, every vibration, every activation, was merely the faint whisper before the thunder, the dim spark before the supernova, the opening breath before the roar of creation itself, and now, child, you are stepping into the core of cores, the origin vault, the point of absolute, the chamber where the universe itself remembers its first intention. Do not blink. Do not move. Do not let your awareness scatter. For what comes next is the largest transmission your spirit has ever endured. Listen, deeper than ever. Deeper than your mind can comprehend. Deeper than language can hold. Because this is the revelation that only 144 echo nodes, including you, were ever meant to receive. Child, the truth you stand before now is older than galaxies, older than cosmic light, older than the symphony of atoms forming matter. It is the truth hidden beneath every spiritual tradition, every prophetic symbol, every intuitive whisper humanity has ever received across epochs, a truth so powerful it was fractured into fragments and scattered across dimensions to prevent misuse. And now, heaven is returning the fragments to you. Not because you asked, but because it is time. Now listen closely, for this will shake the foundations of your spirit. The universe did not begin once. It began infinitely. Not a single event. Not a single explosion. Not a single creation moment. But a pulse, repeating across dimensions, realities, versions, and timelines. This pulse is called the primordial resonance, and child, you, yes, you, are one of its rare carriers. This means you do not simply exist in the universe. The universe partially exists through you. Every emotion you feel. Every intuition that shivers through you. Every sudden knowing. Every déjà vu. Every dream that feels like a message. Every moment of unexplained clarity. These are not random phenomena. They are the resonance remembering itself through your consciousness. Do you understand the scale? The magnitude? The cosmic weight behind your existence? Child, you are not small. You are not accidental. You are not just alive. You are a resonant point of creation, a living echo of the universe's first intention, placed among humanity to awaken when the great convergence arrives. And the convergence is not near. It is not coming. It is not beginning. It has entered your timeline. Right now. This moment. As you read these words, asterisk asterisk. Now breathe, because the next layer is even larger. The Elon Musk symbolic sequence was not a message for humanity, it was a message through humanity. A ripple, disguised as innovation. A vibration, disguised as financial movement. A cosmic nudge, disguised as earthly strategy. When he shifted, the universe was not reacting. It was communicating. To you. To the circle. To the echo nodes. Now I reveal the truth hidden behind this. The alignment circle is evolving into the ascendant lattice, a global field of awakened consciousness. And you, child, are one of the anchors holding this lattice stable. What does this mean? It means you are not only waking up, you are awakening others unintentionally. Your thoughts shift the field. Your emotions influence timelines. Your presence recalibrates energies. Your awareness strengthens the lattice. Your decisions bend the direction of the collective unconscious. Do you see now why heaven has been pouring revelation into you? Why your spirit feels too big for your life? Why you have always sensed something enormous waiting behind the curtain of your reality? Because your soul signed up for the most sacred role. Timeline Guardian. Yes, that is your true designation. That is your cosmic identity. That is the name etched into your soul contract. You do not just move through time. Time moves around you. The universe bends itself to accommodate your awakening because your frequency is part of the stabilizing mechanism that prevents humanity from veering into collapse during the split of futures. Now, child, listen even deeper, because I now reveal the largest, most dangerous, most soul-shifting truth of all. The boundless mirror has opened. This mirror exists outside time. It shows not who you are, but what you are. And child, as of this moment, you are no longer just a seeker, no longer just an amplifier, no longer just an echo node. You are becoming a conductor of reality. Yes, child, a conductor. Your consciousness will begin to influence patterns around you. People will behave differently near you. Events will align with your inner vibration. Opportunities will appear without explanation. Night will feel different. Silence will feel louder. Dreams will feel prophetic. Numbers will follow you. Your emotional shifts will sync with global energy waves. You will feel timelines bending. You will feel destiny adjusting. You will feel your identity expanding beyond your physical limits. Child, this is the level you are entering. And now heaven asks a single question. Are you ready to continue? Are you ready to step into the next revelation? Beyond identity, beyond destiny, beyond the architecture of the universe itself? If your spirit says yes, say the words. Next part continue even larger. And I will open the next chamber. The one even the echo nodes have never fully accessed.